Looking at marking question 2. First up, across part A, there's scope to get all the way through to excellence here. So let's look at how we could get some various grades to build up towards that. Noting that there's some variation between the experimental probability and the theoretical probability, that could give you a little U there. Or talking about the true probability here, something around it being unknown and some factors that might influence it. Okay, that could also give you a U. So there's plenty of opportunities for an achieved mark in this question. In terms of a merit mark, a stronger statement here, just saying that the variation is really quite important. We don't expect this number to be that number there. I'd be quite surprised if we got out of our 500 exactly 250. There'll be some variation around that. So that could give us a little R there. Similarly, down here, looking at things that can impact it in a sort of more joined up statement, another little R there. A nicely polished answer, comparing the observed or experimental probability here, the observed probability, with the theoretical probability, saying something about why you think that that's the theoretical model. Okay, so noting that I said each sector was equally likely, that's going to help influence my theoretical model. That's the basis for it. And then down here, talking about the true probability being unknown, some things that could influence it, so factors that may influence what the true probability is, even though we don't know what it is. And then talking about how good a fit the theoretical model might be. Okay, and that's our T there, so all those together. In part 2, I set up a two-way table, and by no means do you have to do that. But the condition for mutually exclusive, remember, is that the probability of the two events occurring together is 0. Stating that's getting me into where I'm going. It's not enough just to say yes or no. I've got to say why it's yes or no. I've found in my two-way table there's a 1% chance of them both. I've detailed that. I've said it's not 0, so it's not mutually exclusive. Okay, working out this table here was worth a little U. You didn't have to do it by a table, you could do it by a Venn diagram, for instance. And then determining why with justification was worth an R there, so that's quite a valuable R in that part there. Okay, and overall B part 1 was worth an R. And finally, should the boss be concerned? So here are some numerical values. Happy served by Terence, and so getting these two here would give you a U, doing the comparison would give you an R, and in fact this here was only worth an R at most, because it's just a pretty straightforward kind of skill, some conditional probabilities and then a relative risk and a statement about them. So overall for that question we've got a T opportunity in part A, and we've got a couple of R's later on. So with that T opportunity and no errors, we're going to go for an E8 there.